homes, your stories, and your lives. It's been an honor to help make your homes more beautiful and comfortable. You've allowed Renewal by Andersen to be a part of your family gatherings, your quiet moments by the window, and your cherished memories. Thank you so much for letting them serve you. This holiday season, Renewal by Andersen wants to send their warmest wishes to you and your loved ones. May our hearts be filled with joy, your homes with laughter, and your lives with love. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and may 2026 bring you health, happiness, and even more wonderful moments. From everyone at Renewal by Andersen, thank you for making 2025 a year to remember, and they look forward to continuing this journey with you. Merry Christmas. Wishing you and your family a Happy New Year from Renewal by Andersen.
Kickoff just got bigger. Murphy's Pub and Grill is back with NFL Sunday Ticket. That means every game, every team, every Sunday. Right here at your favorite bar. Cheer loud, eat big, and score with Murphy's game day specials on food and drinks. The atmosphere, electric. The staff, legendary. The screens, everywhere. This season, don't just watch football. Experience it. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, baby. Murphy's Pub and Grill, your new football headquarters. Visit murphyspubandgrill.com.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. Need to know.
Dolphins and Steelers wrap up Week 15 tonight. Pittsburgh running back Jaylen Warren was added to the injury report with an illness. He's questionable. Dolphins, with a loss, would be eliminated from the AFC playoff picture. Kickoff 8:15 Eastern Time. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he tore the ACL in his left knee in yesterday's loss to the Broncos. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said today that quarterback Patrick Mahomes is getting a second opinion on his left knee. Doctors yesterday said that Mahomes suffered an ACL tear in that loss to the Chargers. The Commanders are shutting down quarterback Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. He will not play in their final 3 games because of his elbow injury. The New York Jets today fired defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Colts head coach Shane Steichen says that Phillip Rivers will be their starter for Week 16 at quarterback against the Niners on Monday Night Football. Steichen also said quarterback Anthony Richardson has been medically cleared to return from his orbital fracture. Dylan Raiola and DJ Legway in the transfer portal.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, good Monday afternoon to you. Hope you've had a nice day. Hope it was a solid weekend. Welcome in. Let's get ready to go tonight. Thought-provoking sports talk for South Dakota and beyond. From high school to college to the pros, we'll try and do it up nicely for you tonight. We will try our best. The Nate Brown Show is back on. Thanks for making this show possible. You guys mean a lot. We appreciate you. South Dakota Sports Talk Show is on Fox Sports Radio across the state, where it is always a great day in South Dakota. We will know that. James Merlat's one of our guests tonight, live from Denver. He'll get the show going tonight. Merlat's been hard on the Broncos and Sean Payton and Bo Nix. We are going to have a discussion tonight. James Merlat's coming up from denversports.com. We will go to high school basketball as the games have gotten underway. Girls, boys, interesting opening week. Jason Andera is going to be on all season long. We'll talk high school hoops, some surprising teams, some surprising games. Did we see some stuff? Jason Andera is coming up, SDPB Sports. Also, Matthew Collar is in tonight from Minnesota. Are you guys happy with J.J. McCarthy the last couple of games? Vikings take down the boys last night. Matthew Collar covering it, and he's back in Minnesota. PurpleInsider.com Vikings beat writer Matthew Collar is on tonight, and we'll get into the second hour. Hang on, it is a Reaction Monday with guest host Rob Kagron. Rob's coming in for a live hour. National radio host Rob Kagron on tonight on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. That's how the Monday show looks. We'll go high school to college to the pros, you bet. Hey, remember, you can stream us. We are on X right now. Follow us and watch us live at Nate Brown Show. Follow us, watch us live at Nate Brown Show. Interact. We check our Twitter account throughout the show. A couple more spots. YouTube channel. It is live. The Nate Brown Show. We are live there, and archive shows are on as well. The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We'd appreciate that. One more place, Midwest Sports Plus. Have you checked out the new high school sports streaming app? They've been covering high school basketball opening week. Midwest Sports Plus, the new high school sports app, and this show is live right there. Hey, if you want in tonight, we'll get you on the best we can. Always enjoy you being a part of the show. So 605-720-1067. Lock in that number, 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch tonight. Home of everyone's favorite buffet. Hit up the Pizza Ranch in Brandon. Great location, locally owned on East 10th Street in Sioux Falls as well. Stop by those two Pizza Ranches and two locations in Rapid City tonight. Home of everyone's favorite buffet, your Pizza Ranch. 605-720-1067. That's the same number. You can text the show. If you've listened, you know you can text the show on the Barons-Wilson text line. All right, couple of things to get going tonight. Couple of things to think about. So tonight at the Pentagon, Sioux Falls is hosting a D1 basketball game. It's not the first time. It's not the third time. These games have been highlights, and there's been some major programs that have come to the Pentagon. We know that Sioux Falls has done a really good job hosting some major basketball events at the Pentagon, and everybody loves the Pentagon for hoops. Tonight, you've got a matchup that's really interesting to me because it sets the table for what people have thought about. I mean, people think about this, and then we go backwards, and we say, it'll never happen. Let's just relax. It'll never happen. Tonight, South Dakota State men are playing Wyoming. And yes, Sundance Wicks. We had him on the show last week, bringing the juice tonight. I will say that. Sundance Wicks, Northern State guy, great guy, right? He's the head coach at Wyoming. Wyoming's coming into play South Dakota State at the Pentagon at Sioux Falls. And why do we care? Well, it's a great college basketball matchup. That's one to watch. Very, really interesting to see where these programs are at. But really in the bigger picture, I just have to ask you guys, you South Dakota State fans, wouldn't you want to see games like this all the time? And what do I mean by that? If South Dakota State was ready to go to the FBS, you could see these games all the time. And nobody's going to argue with me, I don't think, that the South Dakota State-Wyoming game tonight at the Pentagon isn't one that you'd just be like, it doesn't really matter if we see that one. We want to see Denver again. It's like this Mountain West deal is something that has to be thought about, and it's something that I still think South Dakota State fans are ready to do, and I believe you guys would be happy about this from a basketball side. You know, the Summit League just is what it is. Summit League's okay. It's not great. You get into the Mountain West, you got some good basketball programs in there. You see games like this all the time. And then you flip this around to the football side, and it even goes to another level. I mean, to me, it goes to another level. And this isn't one of those things where, you're telling me that it would be better to watch South Dakota State play UNLV? Yeah, it would. like times 10. And so this just got me thinking tonight. Nice matchup at the Pentagon. I hope it's a successful event. It always works out well at the Pentagon. So Wyoming's in town, taking on South Dakota State, men's college basketball. It just got me thinking, this is the type of scene that you could have in Brookings as you have home games. Instead of Denver coming, instead of the same customers coming, you could see some of our regional rivalries still with NDSU and that whole scene, but you would throw in much better matchups, and I believe the fans would embrace it. I think it would be absolutely huge. Yet there's still a pushback and I don't know if it's just because it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if the people just say, well, we're fine in the FCS. It's just we're all good. The playoffs are better. And there's people that just still put up that fight. I'm telling you, it is going to be happening down the road. South Dakota State has elevated their program in athletics at a high level They got to get to the next level, and these are the types of basketball games you could see. By the way, there was an argument that broke out over the weekend as the FCS playoffs continued that people said, well, what if North Dakota State goes to the FBS? What if North Dakota State gets invited to the Mountain West and South Dakota State doesn't? Would South Dakota State fans be happy still and stay in the FCS and just, bide the time and, sometimes something will happen and we'll just let this play out? I don't think that's how Justin Sell plays the game. I know Justin, he's been an unbelievable AD. Justin Sell's been a big-time AD for SDSU. I have to know he's ready when he looks at the resources, the support, the steps you have to take. He doesn't want to be left in the Summit League or the FCS if you've got teams moving like North Dakota State. That's just my guess. As a matter of fact, let me throw out this question of the day. Let's answer the argument on the Nate Brown Show tonight. There's people arguing over the weekend. If North Dakota State went to the Mountain West, let's say NDSU gets asked. There's smoke around that right now. People are throwing that around. If North Dakota State goes to the Mountain West, are you trying to tell me South Dakota State would be fine just hanging tight? That's my question of the day, okay? You tell me, Jacks fans, East River sports fans, Western South Dakota, Jacks alums, I want to know if you got Wyoming, South Dakota State men's basketball tonight. These are the types of matchups I think would be absolutely phenomenal. I think these conference matchups would be huge. It would be much bigger than a lot of the Summit League games that are going on. So you could see matchups like this, and you can't tell me that UNLV and South Dakota State playing a conference game isn't big time. You telling me you don't want to go to Las Vegas? Get out of Brookings and Sioux Falls for a touch and go to Las Vegas. You watch UNLV basketball against South Dakota State in a conference game. That just takes the whole state and the program to another level. So if NDSU were to go FBS, will Jacks fans be mad staying in the FCS? That's really my question of the day. People have talked about we're fine in the FCS. Yeah, if North Dakota State goes, more power to them. Good luck. You aren't going to get in the playoff. They're going to kick out the group of 6, so you aren't going to be a James Madison. Good luck. Everybody wants to say that. I'm telling you, I don't care about the college football playoff to a point. I care about getting to the highest level. And if North Dakota State gets there, I believe South Dakota State has to get there. And I believe can get there. That's the difference. It's not just make-believe and we hope this. Mountain West is going to continue talking, and if they make a move with North Dakota State, I do believe South Dakota State would have to be ready to go. Would have to be raring and ready to go. You can't just let NDSU move up the ladder. So you tell me, question of the day, answers tonight, 605-720-1067. Question of the day, if North Dakota State is asked to go to the FBS, would Jacks fans be mad staying in the FCS? Bison are out of the playoffs. Football-wise, Jacks are out of the playoffs. Now moving forward, where are these programs going to be? Where's college football going to be? Things happen fast. I'm still going to project. In the next 2 to 3 years, I think this whole landscape changes. I think the whole landscape of the college football playoff and the D1, the FBS, and the Group of 6 and the Power 4, I think the whole thing changes. And I'm saying adamantly, I do not believe the Jacks fans that say if North Dakota State goes, well, that'd be great. South Dakota State, man, it would be us in Montana and Montana State. We'd be fine there. You're taking out a premier program and a premier rivalry. And you're trying to tell me we're going to be happy with NDSU being FBS and the Jacks still being FCS and playing in the Summit League? And NDSU's hosting UNLV in Wyoming? I'm not going to be happy with that. Let's see here. What's your answers to the question of the day? This is a tight vote as we start the Monday show. If NDSU were to go FBS, do you think Jacks fans would be mad staying FCS? Yes, they'd be mad. You have to keep that rivalry and stay with NDSU. Or no, I'm fine playing FCS. I'm fine playing FCS. What do you think the vote is? 54% on Twitter. Check us out at Nate Brown Show. Vote in the poll of the question of the day and on the text line 605-720-1067. 54%. They're still trying to make this argument. At least 54% of you say you're fine playing FCS even if the Bison head out. I can't buy that for a second. I don't buy that for a second. You want to be where the Bison are, whether you like them or hate them. And you guys hate them a lot. Even if you hate them, you want to be where they are. You don't want the guys from Fargo and North Dakota State to be in the FBS and South Dakota State's here in the FCS? We kidding with that? 52%. The vote keeps changing. So vote in our poll, 605-720-1067 of the Nate Brown Show. 52% of you say, I'm fine with the Jacks staying FCS, even if the Bison go. 48% of you say, no, I'd be mad. You have to keep the rivalry. Listener text, Nate, FCS college football's better than the FBS. Really? SDSU fans like where they're currently at. No, I would say not on that one. However, I think this argument keeps on trying to be made as I think they just don't want to quite, if you don't get an invite or you don't get to go right away. No, we're fine. The FCS is great. It's great. No, it's really, really good. It'd be really, really good to play Wyoming like tonight, and this would be a conference game. Could you imagine it? Listener text coming in. If the Bison got an invite and left SDSU and the other Dakota schools out, a lot of people would be upset. When SDSU jumped to Division I, the Bison went with them at the same time. It could be viewed as a stab in the back. A stab in the back. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, so think about that. That's a good reference. You go back to the D2 days. There were still people pushing against. I mean, think about this. People were pushing against South Dakota State going to D1. You guys remember this. Maybe some of you pushed, no D1. What's happened is when they went D1, it's been an unbelievable success. It has been an unbelievable success across the board. Fundraising, enrollment, athletic success, brand. I mean, it's just across the board. I think you see that success going FBS as well. You can't let North Dakota State go and South Dakota State's going to hang back. 52% of you say you're okay with it. Quick one here before we get to James Merlat in Denver. So it has been a wild 24 hours in the NFL, would you say? It has been. Hang on now. It has been a wild 24 hours. To really bad injuries. Mahomes tears his ACL. He's out. Micah Parsons, I'm watching the Packer-Broncos game. Parsons goes out. He's out. And then you've had this whole situation where the Chiefs get eliminated from the playoffs, and they've been the dominant team. I'm not talking just making the playoffs, the dominant AFC team for 10 years. And the Chiefs are out. In 24 hours, it's gone from literally the Chiefs kind of still hanging around. I'm thinking, you don't want the Chiefs in the playoffs, and they can't get by the Chargers, and they get beat. And then they go from dominance and Super Bowls to off the cliff, and the quarterback is out with an ACL tear. The Chiefs' dominance over the last decade has just hit a roadblock, and I'm telling you, as a Broncos fan, I'm just kind of stunned by it. I am stunned by this. I've watched the Chiefs over the past 10 years just beat everybody, and not just be good. I mean, just be great. And now I'm sitting here wondering, is this it for... Seriously, and I asked this question last week, even before they got knocked out. Is this it for the Chiefs' dominance run? The dominance? Or do you say, well, remember the Patriots kind of had two different dynasties, the one earlier with Randy Moss and then that crew, and then later with Gronkowski and Edelman, and they had the two dynasties where a stretch of Super Bowls, and then again, that could be the Chiefs, right? Something tells me it's odd. It's different because the AFC East was bad. You have to admit, the AFC East for the Patriots was bad. And I don't see that in the AFC West. Why? Harbaugh's there. Sean Payton's there now. Young Broncos team. Chargers have Herbert. I mean, I haven't mentioned the Raiders. That's fine. But the AFC West is not the AFC East, and the Patriots just were untouchable. I mean, the AFC East was terrible. So I don't see a 2.0 for the Chiefs like a Patriots 2.0. It was easy. They just won the AFC East every year. That was easy. The Chiefs' dominance run goes from Super Bowl to off the cliff, and I'm stunned by it. Is their dominance over? That's where I want to go. And ask James Merilatt coming up from Denver. First, I'll take a quick call. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead. Are you there? No? All right. We'll try and get to you if you want to hit us up. That's my second question of the day as we get going tonight. Where the Chiefs are at right now, do you think this dominance is now over? Meaning, they may, they got Mahomes. They'll rebuild a team. They may make the playoffs. I'm talking about the Chiefs dynasty. Do you see a 2.0 like the Patriots? I do not, and mainly because of how the division looks and where the teams are going. Nobody ever got competitive in the AFC East. Nobody could be competitive there. Jets, Dolphins, Bills were all bad at that time. And as soon as the Bills got Josh Allen, now it started turning the other way. So you got the Broncos in good shape. You got the Chargers in good shape. You got the Chiefs falling off quickly. I don't see it a dynasty 2.0. I think the dominance is over, and it's quite something to say on a random Monday in December. James Merilatt from Denver's coming up. We'll talk to him, denversports.com. Let's see if we can get you on. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, I'm sorry, Nate. I just dropped the call. That was me.
Oh, no worries.
I haven't called in a while, but I just have to say, being the Bronco homer that I am, I just have to say, you know what? It's almost like Sean Payton knew what he was talking about when he said some teams we're pretty good at this thing and some teams aren't, when he was talking about when they were saying he overdrafted Bo Nix.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah. No, I think Sean went out on a limb, man. He went out on a limb. Yeah,
and I just love that. I know that he ruffles a few feathers sometimes, but I love the way he's so direct. Like it or not, he's so direct. He'll tell you what he's thinking, and that's about it. But anyway, I love the man. I think it's great, and the Broncos just have nowhere to go but up. I love this.
Appreciate
Talk to you later. Thanks.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Boy, you either love Sean Payton or you hate him. I've had no in between. I got Vikings fans that text into the show. They say they still can't stand Sean Payton from the New Orleans days. They can't stand Sean Payton. And then I've got James Merilatt. James Merilatt's been a critic. I've been a critic. Were we wrong this whole time? Are the Broncos really the Super Bowl contender Sean Payton said they were? Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Want to do more of what you love and earn cash back doing it? With a Visa Cashback Credit Card from Black Hills Federal Credit Union, it's possible. Earn 1.5% cash back on everyday purchases like gas and groceries, and use it to fund your shoe obsession, vinyl collection, or airline upgrade. Plus, spend $2,000 in your first 90 days and get a $200 cashback bonus. Learn more at bhfcu.com/cashback. Offer subject to credit approval. Other restrictions apply.
Shop the best deals of the season at Splash City. Stay warm, relaxed, and save thousands on Jacuzzi and Sundance's highest quality hot tubs and saunas. With a free accessory package, you only have until Christmas Eve to stop in your local Splash City to learn more about these amazing deals. Jacuzzi and Sundance's highest quality in hot tubs and saunas to warm up inside and outside all winter long.
Visit Splash City in Sioux Falls, Rapid City, or Sioux City. It's time to make a splash. You've earned it. It's time for Happy Honda Days at Danny Menno Rushmore Honda. Shop the area's best selection of pre-owned Hondas and Honda Certified Pre-Owned. Get financing as low as 1.99% APR on certified pre-owned CRVs, HRVs, and other select models. 1.99. Plus, shop a lot full of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, including 4x4s and all-wheel drives, imports, and domestics. See us at Danny Menno Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com. Length of finance contract is limited. With qualified credit, expires 1/2/26.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Partly cloudy skies tonight with the lows around 39. West winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times again. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 57. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow night, lows level off around 34. High temperatures reach up to 61 Wednesday with a chance of rain. 61 Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 58.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. And designed to finish. Mead Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadLumber.com. Life changes fast. Starting a business, getting married, buying a house, growing your family. Have you taken steps to protect your family's financial future? Don't let life insurance be the thing that slides. It can help your family during difficult times. Lee Cruz with New York Life Insurance Company can help you get started. He's local and will help you find the right policy to fit your needs and budget. You can Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. That's Lee Cruz New York Life. Protect your family.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Jensen at Physio. We want to be your trusted partner for physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab. As the official strength and conditioning partners for Stevens, Central, Douglas, and the Rapid City Rush, our team at Physio is building the best athletes in the Black Hills. If you have an athlete in the family, we offer long-term athlete development at affordable prices for middle and high school students. We also have the only board-certified sports PT in Rapid City. At our brand new facility, Physio is ready to help you perform at your best. One-on-one physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab, all at one place. Get started at bhphysio.com.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Welcome in the Nate Brown Show live, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Just getting going on a Monday on Fox Sports Radio across the state, KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome in. It's a Reaction Monday coming up. Rob Kegron's live in studio. National radio host Rob Kegron comes on the Nate Brown Show on a Reaction Monday. We'll get him in the second hour. Hang tight. James Merilat's on. I think we've got him. Denversports.com. 104.3 The Fan. James Merilat's been very similar to me, I think. I've agreed a lot with what James has said. Sean Payton kind of throwing big stuff out. It's a Super Bowl contending team. That was early before the season even started. I didn't like that. And now I wonder, James, as I welcome you in, were you and I wrong about questioning Sean Payton's line of this team?
No, I don't think we were wrong in questioning it. I think it put undue pressure on his quarterback. I think his quarterback struggled out of the gate as he was feeling some of that. When you say, hey, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the next couple of years, and all of a sudden he's going out there trying to live up to it. So I think that it was an unnecessary thing to do. But in terms of whether or not he was right, well, it looks like he was right in terms of it being accurate. This is a team that is a Super Bowl contender. When you're 12-2, you have the best record in the NFL. You're in the HOV lane, the home field advantage in the AFC. At this point, the Broncos would have to get upset in a home game in order to not be playing in Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. That's just the reality of the situation. So, being cautious and being somebody who wants to wait until we see it doesn't make us wrong. But listen, Sean Payton, he's proven to be right. This is a Super Bowl caliber team.
Okay, so Bo Nix goes over 300 yards and 4 TDs yesterday. I thought it was was that his best game of the year? I mean, he was just really, really good. Is that Bo Nix level? Can he be that guy?
I mean, if you can do it once, you can do it more than once. So, yeah, he can be that guy. It wasn't just his best game of the year. It was his best game as a Bronco, best game of his NFL career, given the situation, the opponent. He was virtually flawless. Not that he didn't miss a couple of throws here and there, but, didn't take a sack, didn't turn the ball over, throws for 300-plus yards, throws 4 touchdowns, and they weren't, scheme it up from the 2-yard line to pad his stats and throw it to a wide-open Nate Atkins in the flat. They were big boy throws into tight coverages where you had, a split second of window to make the throw. I thought he was great yesterday, and I think people throw around superlatives way too loosely nowadays. Great and amazing and all the rest of this stuff. I think it's a rare exception when somebody reaches that level. I thought Bo was great yesterday, and if he plays like that or anywhere close to that, this team is going to be a very, very tough out from here on out.
James Merilatt on tonight from Denver, 104.3 The Fan. His site is denversports.com. He's on X at James Merilatt. Appreciate him coming on. Broncos have won 11 in a row. So there's people out there, and still a ton of them, say these guys are lucky. They're not winning. I mean, I'm seeing big national guys, Skip Bayless, and all sorts of guys still saying they're lucky they aren't that good. How do you stand on that fence? Are you on the fence still a little bit with how good they are?
No. And look, you don't get to 12-2. You don't get to 10 games above 500 in the NFL in a sport that is built for parity by being lucky. You don't win 11 straight games in the NFL by being lucky. You just don't. And the other part of it, Nate, like if you go back and look through the 11-game winning streak, I'll give you that the Giants come back down 19 in the fourth quarter was lucky. They got a couple of good bounces, although the Giants did too, but fine. Let's call that one lucky. The rest of the wins weren't lucky. It's not like they got a win because somebody missed a 31-yard field goal at the gun and they should have lost. Some of them were ugly. The win against the Jets in London was ugly. The win here against the Raiders was ugly. But they weren't lucky. They weren't anything where it's Marion Barber running out of bounds to stop the clock, gives the Broncos the ball back, and then Matt Prater makes a 59-yarder to force overtime. Like, that's a lucky win. There aren't a lot of games in there other than the one where I think the Broncos were lucky to win. They have found a way to win one-score games. I think that's more about kind of their mettle and their makeup than anything that has to do with luck. So, yeah, I'm not buying it. You don't get to 12-2 on luck in this league. That just doesn't happen.
Here's what I'm worried about a touch. Now, the defense is good. I know they're good. But I've seen some games now. Mariota, Jordan Love in the first half yesterday. The secondary gets carved up a little bit. I'm a little worried about that side of it. I feel like the Broncos are a Riley Moss pass interference away from losing a playoff game. Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking for concerns, I think that's a valid one. I mean, a year ago, they were a really good defense until Thanksgiving, and then they were pretty bad after that. To some extent, it's kind of trending that way, right? The Washington game was right after Thanksgiving. The Raiders are terrible, so it's hard to evaluate last week very much. But until Christian Watson got hurt yesterday, that was a game that was going the wrong way. The Packers had scored 5 times on 5 possessions. Broncos were getting exposed a little bit. Pat Surtain made the play of the game, and not only play of the game in terms of getting the pick and giving the Broncos the ball back and kind of setting the stage for the comeback, but Watson getting hurt on that play, it changed the dynamic of the way the Packers offense was able to play. So, yeah, I'm concerned, and here's my thing. I don't necessarily know that it's secondary. I think it's the pass rush. I don't think they're getting to the quarterback when they rush 4 like they were earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I thought they were better yesterday when it was Ellis and Tillman at the edge as opposed to Benito and Cooper. Those 2 guys have kind of been non-existent in terms of getting to the quarterback and racking up sacks of late, just not playing like they were at the beginning of the year. So that's the issue. If you can't get pressure with 4, then you got a blitz, and that leaves you susceptible to the big play when you play against big-time quarterbacks. So that's a concern, and I think their relatively average running game is a concern, but there's not much they can do about that. That's just, since J.K. Dobbins went out, R.J. Harvey's done fine, but, they just don't have the ground game that can go out there and get you 120, 130, 140 yards a game, and that could prove problematic as you get deeper into the season, into the playoffs, and weather might become an issue.
James Merilatt on from Denver. He's with denversports.com. Check out the site. Great coverage of the Broncos and more. So you think about this 1 seed. They're in the driver's seat. Do you think there's a great chance to get it? Jags, Chargers, Chiefs coming up. Patriots do have the Ravens, then pretty easy, I think. Can the Broncos hang on, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of it is they got a 1-game lead plus the tiebreaker, so they're essentially up 2 with 3 to play. If you beat the Jags, I think you're sitting in certainly in the driver's seat. That Chiefs game on Christmas night looked like one, when we all go through the schedule when it comes out in April or May, we put a loss down of, a short week, Christmas night at Arrowhead. Well, now you're playing Gardner Minshew and a team that has nothing to play for, so that looks very winnable. So, yeah, like I say, I think it'll be an upset if the Broncos don't get the 1 seed. They would have to lose, at least a game at home, maybe both the games at home for that to happen. And then if they get the 1 seed, they're going to have to get upset on their home field in order to not go to the Super Bowl. So the 1 seed is there for the taking, and I think if you want to go to the Super Bowl, that's the key. It's the sheer math of it, right? Playing 2 games versus playing 3, it's just night and day. And then you add in the fact that you get both of them at home. That is the prize worth pushing all your chips in and trying to get it. This ain't about, just get into the tournament and see what happens. No, when you got a chance to get the 1 seed, you have to go all in and go for it.
Who's the scariest team in the playoff picture to you in the AFC?
Believe it or not, I'm going to go with Houston. That defense is legit. I mean, they can go out there and make any offense look very, very average to below average to pitiful. And, they've got some weapons on offense. C.J. Stroud, now that he's back after getting knocked out in the Broncos game, that team has beat you 17-13 on your home field, written all over it. They're not afraid to go on the road. Defense travels, right? Defense, doesn't matter where you're playing. That's a group that shows up. So at Buffalo, obviously, and Josh Allen's the best player in the league, in my opinion. That's a team that can always worry you. But that would be a shootout. I would be more concerned about being in a game with Houston where it's 17-13 and that defense is just stymieing Bo Nix and company.
Yeah, Broncos barely got by Houston with the backup QB. Let me ask you about this Broncos dominance now in the AFC West. They've got control of it, it seems. Chargers close, I guess, but Chiefs have fallen off now, James. I mean, I said it's been a wild 24 hours. The Chiefs go from maybe staying in this mix. Now they're gone. Is the Chiefs' dominance over, or is there a Patriots 2.0 dynasty coming?
I won't count the Chiefs out. Them missing the playoffs certainly isn't the reason I'm going to count them out if I start to go down that path. It's the sheer volume of games they've played, and going to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, at some point that just catches up with the team. So missing the playoffs, they were bound to have a hiccup. The ACL injury to Mahomes, and this late in the year, that puts the start of next season in jeopardy. That throws a wrench in the gears that is unlike anything that the Patriots saw. I know Brady blew out his knee, but it was in the season opener, right? So he was back for the next year. This is one that could trickle into next season. That's a 9 to 12-month recovery, potentially. So yeah, that's a big deal. I'm not going to count the Chiefs out yet, but let's see how Mahomes bounces back. If he bounces back and he's Mahomes, yep, they're going to be just as big a threat as they've always been. But that is a wild card of how he recovers from that knee injury.
Good to have him. Great coverage of the Broncos. Find him at denversports.com. Great site, part of 104.3 The Fan and the crew. He's on X at James Merilatt. It is James Merilatt tonight in South Dakota Sports Talk Show. James, I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
You bet, Nate. Always enjoy it.
Appreciate your time. James Merilatt on tonight, courtesy of the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Broncos writer, denversports.com, live from Denver. So his answer to the question of the day is the Chiefs' dominance over. He's not writing him off yet. I think it's tall task to revamp this and have a dominance like they just had. They've dominated the last 10 years. Not just been good, they've been unbelievable. Super Bowls, multiple in the games. And now it's the AFC West, to me, is different than the AFC East. That's how the Patriots did it again, I think. Brady, Belichick together. The AFC East so bad. AFC West is now good. You can have the Chargers in the playoffs. You can have the Broncos in. Chiefs are going to miss now, and I don't know if you can replicate what the Patriots did back in the day in a really, really slouch AFC East. So that's why I would say I do think the run for the Chiefs is over. I think that run is over. It's an unbelievable run. I think it's over. Your answer to the question of the day, 605-720-1067. Where the Chiefs are at right now is their dominance over. I'm not talking, they'll make the playoffs. I'm talking about the Chiefs dynasty. Can they retool it and come back with different players in a Patriots 2.0 dynasty where they reloaded with Gronk and Edelman and some of the new guys after their first run? Is the Chiefs' dominance over? 605-720-1067 on the text line. Our question of the day. We'll go high school hoops next with Jason Andera. SDPB Sports coming up.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, we're off and running on a Monday. The Nate Brown Show is on. Glad you found us. Fox Sports Radio, our affiliates across the state. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. Remember, you can follow us on X and watch us live at Nate Brown Show. Watch us live on your phone on X at Nate Brown Show. Welcome in. Matthew Collar's coming up from the Twin Cities. He covered the game last night. Vikings beat the boys. That's a big win. I mean, the Vikes, Cowboys really needed it, so the Vikes get the win. Playing good enough the last couple of games. Matthew Collar's in tonight talking Vikings from the Twin Cities, purpleinsider.com beat writer. Let's go high school hoops. Season's underway. Jason Andero, we'll try and get him every Monday, talk high school basketball. He's with SDPB Sports. Jandy, how are you?
Hey, what's up? Good to see you. How's everything going so far? Sorry, you caught me off guard a little bit. I'm ready to go now, though.
You're ready. Okay, I'm ready. By the way, you're at SDSU Wyoming tonight, so that's why you're distracted. This is a big game tonight at the Pentagon.
These Wyoming Cowboys can put the basket in the hoop, that's for sure. And the SDSU might have a high-scoring game on their hands tonight. But, yeah, it's kind of fun seeing Wyoming and SDSU play here at the Pentagon.
Okay, let's get into some high school hoops. I want your read. Brandon Valley girls take down Sioux Falls O'Gorman. We said it was going to be tight. You said, this might be a tough game. O'Gorman's 50-game win streak snapped. Are these two the best girls teams in AA?
Yes, definitely 1 and 2 right now. At early season, you know how things are. First game of the year, try to get things together. We saw, both teams really find a way to get what they wanted to get done during that game, but it was Olivia Paget, the player of the year for Brandon Valley, who really came through in a huge way. She has really stepped her game up offensively. A 40-point game, first game of the year. That is really impressive stuff. And when it comes down to just star power, Brandon Valley has that. O'Gorman's roster, I would take that almost any day of the week, but the star in this game was our Olivia Paget, and she has the ability to really lift her team to victory.
Okay, talking girls high school basketball, Sioux Falls O'Gorman won 50 straight. They lost their opener to Brandon Valley. Yeah, and a 40-point outing. I don't know if I've seen that in quite some time in girls high school basketball for the Brandon Valley player, Olivia Paget. So let us go to Class A. I see Sioux Falls Christian loses. They were playing out of state and some of this. Sioux Falls Christian girls, can we tell how good they are early on?
The Sioux Falls Christian girls, they had a little figuring out to do on their own. One of their players that really came on strong last year, Leslie Setzer, is still a little bit raw, and they played a really good team in Lennox. I think Lennox probably made a better statement of what they can do more than Sioux Falls Christian saying we have anything to be worried about. There's still a lot of time for SFC to figure things out, but Lennox is a really good team.
Okay, so that's right, Sioux Falls Christian boys playing out of state. By the way, I'm going to go to the Class A boys, Jandy. You tell me, Dave Hollenbeck's debut at West Central boys, they beat Del Rapids by 50, but it was 70-20. They held Del Rapids to 20. What do we think about West Central and Dave Hollenbeck early?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Dave Hollenbeck said it's going to be a work in progress this year, but he came out and it showed otherwise. They have all the pieces in place, and the key is they've bought into Dave Hollenbeck's system of going at it defensively. You said it. When you have a lead like that, it's because you're playing great defense, and that's what West Central did to win that game.
Okay, by the way, his old team, St. Thomas More, went over to Gillette, Wyoming, and won some big games. I don't think you can sleep on St. Thomas More in Class A boys.
Yeah, that's a team I definitely hear from other coaches that we have to watch out for this year. I think they've got the star power, too, and just the level of athletics that they have at St. Thomas More right now is really up from where it was the last couple of years.
Jason Andera on tonight. Let's go AA boys. Sioux Falls Lincoln beat Washington. It was a competitive game. What did we find out? Is Washington in the mix?
Yeah, I think that's what we found out again, more than Sioux Falls Lincoln struggling. It was that Washington's a team that we're going to have to watch in our top 5 this year as well. They've got athletes, Jace Woods, fully healthy right now, and their young players really did well against Lincoln. Lincoln, I think, will get better and better coming off of that long football season. That does matter, especially when 2 of your top 3 players are football players. So watch for Lincoln to find a way to get better and better. But Washington is a team in the top 5.
Okay, you said Sioux Falls Roosevelt would be surprising some people, and they did out of the gate.
Yeah, this Roosevelt team is another one that's going to get better and better. I think in the Power 5, I ranked them number 2 this week. That's how good I think that they are and can be as the year goes on. They really have all the positions covered as far as inside guys, outside guys, and they've all bought into Mitch Begeman's style of pressuring the basketball. And this year, they just have some legit players who are healthy from the get-go that they didn't have last year. So look for Roosevelt, to me, to be a team that's in the mix all season long.
Hey, Jason, did you notice Rapid City Central boys won their 2 opening games, Aberdeen Central and Pierre? I don't know how good those teams are, but the Central boys won rather comfortably.
Yeah, I think there's some positive signs there for Central, and there's some room. There's some room for contenders in AA this year. There's a lot of teams that have some holes, and there's some teams that we're not sure about yet that really could end up being, a state tournament type of team. And Rapid City Central proves that they can be a state tournament type of team with the way they started out. I'll be watching them a little bit closer here as we get through this first month of the season.
Jason Andera on tonight. He's at the Pentagon getting set for Wyoming, South Dakota State, a little high school hoops opening week talk. Jason, I always appreciate you, man. Thanks.
All right, anytime, Nate.
All right, Jason Andera in tonight, SDPB Sports. We'll do that every Monday, a little recap of our high school basketball scene. And really tough to tell right now, obviously. Just a couple of games for some teams, one game for other teams. Some teams haven't played any. I mean, they're getting into action tomorrow and some of these games coming up. But there's some highlights there. Sioux Falls Christian girls lose. A lot of people thought they would be number 1, but Mapaya Luta girls look good. So you start looking at the boys' side in AA. Hard to tell who's really that team. Lincoln has some guys, and then Washington was really competitive. Huron has the kid going to South Dakota State. I mean, a great player. Elwine, great player. So it's going to be hard to tell. How about Rapid City Central boys winning? Nobody was talking about Rapid City Central boys, at least to start the year. And they're getting some votes now in the South Dakota Power 5 poll. So the South Dakota Power 5 poll, remember, it comes out every Monday. South Dakota Power 5 poll in partnership with Midwest Sports Plus and Fox Sports. We put it out there. South Dakota Power 5 poll features some great voters, basketball guys, former coaches, and media across the state. The new South Dakota Power 5 poll is out today. Coming right back on the Nate Brown Show, let's go to Minnesota. So where are the Vikings at now with J.J. McCarthy? Matthew Collar with Purple Insider on the Vikings win last night.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
As the official mascot of Country Hearth Breads and literally made of dough, Lofi would like to put a little more jingle in your holiday this season by giving you a chance to win some dough yourself. Visit countryhearthbreads.com/sweeps and enter today for your chance to win $500 or $1,000. Winners will each receive a check that can be used for travel, gifts, or even Lofi's personal choice, lots and lots of bread and buns for all your holiday celebrations. So get your buns over to countryhearthbreads.com/sweeps and enter today. Good luck.
Over $73,000 in cash and prizes are up for grabs this November and December during the Cash Climb at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. Be here every Friday and Saturday starting at 8 p.m. for your chance to win prize packages from $300 all the way up to $1,000 at midnight. If a winner isn't present, the prize rolls over, making the next drawing even bigger. It all leads up to the grand prize drawings on December 27th. Only at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort in Deadwood. How will your night play out?
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Partly cloudy skies tonight with the lows around 39. West winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times again tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 57. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night. Lows level off around 34. High temperatures reach up to 61 Wednesday with a chance of rain. 61 Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 58.
Out here, we have a deeper connection to the land, a stronger connection to our neighbors, standing on our own 2 feet while also working together. The power to do more connects us all. At member-owned West River Electric Association, it's all of us working together to make today and tomorrow better. This is Co-op Country.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live, Fox Sports Radio. The Nate Brown Show is on, powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union, literally my family's banking partner. I don't just say it every day on the program. I use Black Hills Federal Credit Union every day. The right choice for me and my family. Great rates, whether you're looking at personal or business, vehicle loans, mobile banking's outstanding, really convenient, the best in technology and convenience. I'm a member at Black Hills Federal Credit Union. I switched, made the right choice. You can too. 18 locations across the state, from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. Become a member. It's really easy to get started. Take advantage of the all the opportunities at bhfcu.com. bhfcu.com. Check it out for yourself. Really good banking partner. Hey, let's go to Minnesota. Purple Insider, Matthew Collar. Matthew, welcome back on. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing good, man, and I want to ask you a few questions here and see where we're at. Who is the real J.J. McCarthy? Who is the real J.J. McCarthy after we've seen the last couple of days or last couple of weeks? And then we saw earlier, is this the progression of a young QB? Who is this guy?
Yeah, I think the answer is we don't really know because the last two teams that J.J. McCarthy has faced are literally the two worst defenses in the entire NFL. And I saw some crazy stats from Dallas writers, one being that 8 different teams have had their highest scoring output of the year against the Dallas Cowboys defense. That includes a game where Jacoby Brissett looked like a franchise quarterback, a game where Bo Nix lit them up, a game where Caleb Williams, and those guys, are all decent quarterbacks, but Russell Wilson has not been a decent quarterback in a while, and he went for like 400 yards against them. They're awful. I mean, they are as bad and pathetic as it gets. And, you throw for 250 yards, pretty good. Hit some deep shots, pretty good. I thought rewatching the game, a lot of the stuff was straightforward. But at the same time, you can't take away from the good decisions that J.J. McCarthy has made with the football over the last 2 weeks. His one interception was a tip ball that landed in the hands of a fat guy, and that was it for giving away the ball the last 2 weeks. 0 sacks is a pretty darn good J.J. McCarthy and offensive line statistic from last night. Didn't get sacked against Washington either. I mean, that's pretty big. So, I think that there's some things that Kevin O'Connell has really been banging the drum for that have come to fruition over the last 2 weeks. I think O'Connell's game plans have been really, really good to include a lot of the big people, make sure you're getting the pass protection that he needs, running a lot of play action, and kind of leaning into the fact that, J.J. McCarthy has a big arm and he wants to throw it downfield, and, they did that a lot against Dallas. At the same time, I've been using the words fool's gold, because you can get tricked in the NFL. I mean, Justin Fields had a great game against the Dallas defense. You can get tricked in the NFL by the schedule, by the schemes sometimes, or who's injured, who's in and out. I mean, we saw Shadur Sanders have a great game against Tennessee. And the very next week he plays a playoff team and is as bad as you could play football. So, I think even, guys who have been in the league for years, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, we still debate those guys. So it's really hard to figure out, based on the last 2 weeks, whether this is real progress or just who they played. But I also think that it's way better than the alternative, because if he struggled against these teams, then you would pretty much know this thing was cooked.
Okay, so now here's the hard part. He's not struggling against these teams. Let's say he finishes out the year pretty good. Now are the Vikings, quote-unquote, stuck with him? I heard Chris Carter say that today. We're stuck with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think stuck with him is an interesting term. They probably don't have better options, would be the reality, which is, I mean, when you look at just the teams that are in the playoffs, most of those teams, they have quarterbacks that they drafted. I mean, the only teams that don't are like, the Matthew Stafford Rams or, the Aaron Rodgers Pittsburgh Steelers. But even then, Baltimore has a chance to get into the playoffs. So, a lot of the teams have had to stick with their young quarterbacks through ups and downs. C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans, a good example of that. There's some of these guys whose coaches have been fired along the way. Drake May's coach was fired last year. I think that it's the best plan to build the best team possible is to stay with J.J. McCarthy through next year and just see a real sample size, because of his injury, we're talking about a guy getting, 11 games maximum here for the Vikings. And, gosh, I mean, that's pretty tough to even use 11 games, right? When they're playing the Giants next, they're playing Detroit, whose defense is terrible. They're playing Green Bay, who just lost Micah Parsons. So you're going to want to look at the entire picture at the end and see what you have. But I still don't think after 11 games we're going to be able to say, oh, he's all set, he's good, or he's not. I think they need to stick it out. And plus, I mean, who are you going to get? Mac Jones? Like, what does that really do for you in the best division in football? Okay, you're going to face the Packers, the Lions, and the Bears next year with Mac Jones. I mean, that's kind of like bringing a pop gun to a shotgun fight. So, I mean, I would much rather see them hope that J.J. McCarthy turns the corner and try to maintain and even build on this roster with some money, rather than trying to go out and just get, a Daniel Jones or something where there's going to be a very limited ceiling on that.
What's going on with J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson? People are talking about not enough targets, not enough catches, not enough stuff there. What's going on?
I think the major issue is timing is really required to run the offense with Justin Jefferson. And I even go all the way back to in training camp where Jefferson got hurt and they couldn't practice together. And I think that hurt the entire season of, getting them on point. And then, he starts the year and he gets an injury. And I think that other receivers, it's different in this offense than Jefferson because all of the coverage goes his way. So if you get, one-on-one with, Jalen Naylor or something, yeah, you could put it up for him. He's going to be one-on-one, or Jordan Addison, he's going to be one-on-one. That's usually not going to be the case with Justin Jefferson. So that requires a lot of good details. So there's a play last night, for example, where, McCarthy is ever so slightly late, and that causes him to then kind of panic and throw the ball as hard as he can toward Jefferson, and he flies it a little bit over his head. And it feels like that's been happening time and time again. There was a back shoulder fade he tries to throw to him, and it's just a little early. So then Jefferson's turning around, and the ball's whizzing by his head. And, when you have someone who's being covered the way he's being covered, those balls have to be out at the right times. And the only way to do this, to get it right, is for McCarthy to put a little more touch on the football, which, he's just really still not doing it all. He's just throwing it as hard as he possibly can most of the time. Every once in a while, he floats one up in the air, but there's no real in-between. It's either the hardest ball ever or one that's kind of floating. And I think you need a little bit of that touch to get it into tight windows and to get the timing right with Jefferson. But then there's also just time playing together. They don't have a whole lot of that so far, and I feel like he needs it. At the same time, you go back to Carson Wentz threw for over 100 yards twice to Justin Jefferson. He arrived here in early August. It can't be that hard, right? So, that's one of the biggest goals of the next 3 weeks. You really got to see it, because until that's happening, you really cannot argue that this is going great for J.J. McCarthy. He played well, but you can't argue that he suddenly turned a corner if he can't get the ball to the best receiver in football.
Matthew Collar is on tonight from the Twin Cities, PurpleInsider.com. Find him on X at Matthew Collar. A great follow, great content from Purple Insider. So I mentioned Chris Carter, and he's been a critic here of J.J. McCarthy. Today he said he acts like a kid and plays like a kid. And he was talking about the alternative personality, number 9. What's your take on McCarthy's that number 9 stuff and the stuff he does after the wins, after the struggles he's had as well? What's your take on McCarthy and the leadership, I guess?
Yeah, from Chris Carter's perspective, you are talking about a guy who wears a gold jacket, one of the best players in football history, and I don't blame him for not exactly anointing J.J. McCarthy when McCarthy still is 42nd out of 44 quarterbacks in quarterback rating this year. Thankfully for him, Shadur Sanders has played even worse, but that's not – you're talking about a guy who would be in the middle of 400-yard games from quarterbacks like Randall Cunningham and Dante Culpepper. So, 250 against the Dallas Cowboys isn't exactly going to wow him. There is maybe some of it of if he was playing great. Actually, I'll say all of it is if he was playing great, all of that would be adorable and everybody would love it. But he hasn't played great, so then, it looks silly sometimes, right? Your team's out of the playoffs. You're the reason that they're out of the playoffs, and you're sort of grittying into the end zone even though your coach told you not to. That's not a very good look for him. I don't know that awareness when it comes to that stuff is really his strength, but we always rewrite these narratives based on whether the guy's winning or not. When Cam Newton, if Cam Newton wasn't winning, then everybody hated his personality, but if Cam Newton was in the Super Bowl, then the entire nation was doing his dance. It just kind of goes that way in sports. So I also think it's not like he's doing anything to harm anybody. He's dancing into the end zone. He's certainly doing kid things, that's for sure. He's not acting like 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, but I think that everybody would be super excited about that had he won 3 more games this year as opposed to, having a section where they really let the season fall apart.
As I let Matthew Collar go, if I have unfiltered Matthew Collar, which we do get on this show, what's your gut tell you about J.J. McCarthy as the quarterback of this team next year? Do you not know?
Yeah, I don't think that I really know, but I do know this, that there's some things you just can't do and be a great quarterback. All that talk last night on the broadcast about mechanics and all the talk from KOC this year about it, it's real. It's not. You just you have to fix these things. So whether J.J. McCarthy can become a good to great quarterback in the NFL, which I think he's got certain talents, athleticism and arm strength, and things like that, and moxie, I'd throw that in there. Those are first-round type of talents. But if you can't harness it and the ball is coming out 95 miles an hour on every single pass for the rest of your career, then you are going to be super erratic. And the reason the Vikings have dropped so many passes this year is if you throw it that hard, there's very little room for error. You better snatch that thing with your whole hand. There's no fingertip catches if it's going that hard. So I think his entire career is going to rest on what he's able to do this offseason in correcting a lot of these mechanical problems, because if they persist, then teams like the Green Bay Packers and Baltimore Ravens are not going to let you do what Dallas let you do last night.
Matthew Collar tonight, great work, purpleinsider.com. Hit his site, newsletter, and content. Matthew, good to have you. I appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks a lot. Matthew Collar, it's Purple Insider, live from the Twin Cities, talking Vikings as they win a couple in a row over the Commanders and the Cowboys. So J.J. McCarthy's going to be the guy. Chris Carter doesn't sound too happy about that. Got a listener text on Chris Carter. He's criticizing J.J. J.J.'s acting all, he's doing the stare down. He's doing the, this alternate personality number 9. If you've seen him after the game, it's like, might want to relax a little bit at 6-8. Might want to relax a little bit. Listener text coming in. I love Chris Carter, but did he forget who he was in the first couple of years in the league? Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. But everybody says wide receivers have to act different. They're different than QBs. Do you buy that? The QBs should act way different than the wide receivers. The wide receivers get to act cocky and all that stuff. The QBs, you got to act really, really professional all the time, the whole thing. They want you to act like Bo Nix. Bo Nix, my guy, he's perfect. He is perfect. And I mean, he's darn close. Personality-wise, leadership-wise, mentality-wise, he's darn close. Matt Kearney wanted my Broncos to draft him back in the day. He wanted it, and he talked it into a Super Bowl contending team. Unbelievable. Rob Tegron's coming in next. Let's get going on this. Reaction Monday, second hour starting with a question of, is the Chiefs' dominance actually over? What would be your vote? Can the Chiefs rebound in a Patriots dynasty 2.0, or is it over for the Chiefs? Coming up.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
Family gatherings, your quiet moments by the window, and your cherished memories. Thank you so much for letting them serve you. This holiday season, Renewal by Andersen wants to send their warmest wishes to you and your loved ones. May our hearts be filled with joy, your homes with laughter, and your lives with love. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and may 2026 bring you health, happiness, and even more wonderful moments. From everyone at Renewal by Andersen, thank you for making 2025 a year to remember, and they look forward to continuing this journey with you. Merry Christmas. Wishing you and your family a Happy New Year. From Renewal by Andersen.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
And welcome back in. Glad you're here. It is Monday, but it is always a great day in South Dakota. Yes, thanks for being here. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. It is a reaction Monday, so that's a good thing. Tonight on your drive home, it's Rob Kegron joining us live in studio. He was golfing last week. I mean, this guy, what a guy. Golfing, and now you're back in, ready to go. We got a lot to discuss. Rob Kegron is in. There's a lot to discuss. I'm going to start with, it's been a wild 24 hours in the NFL. I'm watching all these games yesterday. I assume you did as well. And
yep.
The big injuries, I mean, Mahomes, torn ACL, I hate to see it. Parsons against my Broncos, torn ACL in the third quarter. I'm seeing all this stuff. And then the 24 hours, the Chiefs have gone from Super Bowls and dominance 5 out of the last 6 years, and really over the last 10 years, AFC Championship and more Super Bowls, to gone. And it's just like the way it went down, they just could never get it going. And then Mahomes goes down yesterday, and they go out of the playoffs. And I'm like, this Chiefs dominance has been something. And now was it just this 1 year? That's it? We saw the last of Travis Kelce and Mahomes, I think. Who knows? Because Mahomes is going to be out now for a while. Is the Chiefs dominance, and I mean, it's been not just good, it's been unbelievable. It's been great. I can admit that as a Broncos fan. This is falling off the cliff, and I don't know if their dominance will come back. This is Patriots, first dynasty. People say, oh, they didn't have to. Yeah, they did. The older players, Moss and that crew, and then Gronkowski and these guys later, Edelman. Can the Chiefs make another run and make a dominant run? That run was even more dominant than the Patriots in that stretch.
I would agree. It certainly was more dominant than the Patriots, Nate. But I would also say that until I'm proven wrong, this is an anomaly. This is an off year.
So 1 year off year?
A lot of things went poorly. You have a number of guys toward the end of their careers. You have a number of problems that you have to fix at the same time. But I still have tremendous confidence in Patrick Mahomes. And I think you would be crazy to say that you don't have it, at the very least, in him. And even in those the Patriots, of course, you said it well. They had 10 years where they didn't win in between Super Bowl titles. But in those 10 years, they were still excellent year in and year out.
Playoffs, yes.
And they lost 2 Super Bowls to my New York Giants in the middle of those 10 years, right? Like, they were very good teams that just, it's very tough to win, right? It's tough to be as dominant as Kansas City has been. Do I think that in a year or two they can retool this pretty quickly and get back into their winning ways?
You do.
Absolutely, because You build through the draft, and if their drafting is good, and it generally has been, I have to give them credit over the last 7, 8, 9 years, they have been very good drafting. If they get back to those winning ways in terms of the draft, I don't see why that wouldn't translate on the field. And which of the teams in the AFC, short of the Buffalo Bills, and I say that just because of Josh Allen, would you say that you'd still pick them over a Mahomes-led team if they were playing in a playoff game?
No, here's the difference. I'll pick two teams in the AFC West. You know why the Patriots were able to win all those years? You know why they were. Because the AFC East was so bad. I mean, it was so bad. Dolphins, Jets, Bills, bad. AFC West, you're trying to tell me the Broncos are all of a sudden going to give it up again, and the Chargers with Harbaugh and Herbert are going to give it up again? So it's a walkthrough in the AFC West?
No.
That's the difference. They won't be able to do it. Patriots had a walkthrough in their division every year.
Okay, but at this point, all you have to do is make the playoffs, right? Like, we're not in the position anymore where you have to have a bye to get to the Super Bowl, right? You can... Teams every single year, well, especially now there's only 1 out of 7 teams in the playoffs actually get a bye, right? So I don't think that you have to do that. Do I agree that the AFC West is shaping up to be significantly more difficult than the AFC East of the Patriots years? 100% agree with you, for sure. But it's Patrick Mahomes. We can argue he is the second greatest quarterback in the history of the National Football League. And so if I can argue that, and you tell me we get some people around him again in a year or two, I think it's going to take a year or two. I don't think they're going to bounce back next season that quickly, particularly him coming off of ACL surgery. But why wouldn't they go on another run? It's that institutional, generational quarterback that allows you to have that 2.0 or even 3.0. And Mahomes is 100% that.
Well, it sure fell off quick for Joe Burrow. He had that run to the Super Bowl, and he had all of his wide receivers here. He's got the team, and they're nowhere to be found.
Well, he also missed a big part of this season, Nate, right? Like, so it's not as if he played healthy all year and they're this bad, right? He missed a good part of the season. They were behind the 8 ball when he came back. I agree he's a little bit off. They probably rushed him back to get back in. I think there are all the problems with the Bengals besides Joe Burrow.
There's problems with the Chiefs, too.
I think the coach... Well, it's not the coaching that is a problem with the Chiefs. While he may have made some mistakes, we're not going to knock Andy Reid, one of the greatest of all time.
So you would vote in our poll today. Question of the day for the audience tonight on the Nate Brown Show, 605-720-1067, Barron's Wilson text line. Where the Chiefs are at right now, can their dominance come back, or is it over? And you would vote Chiefs 2.0 more than it's over.
Yeah, absolutely, Nate, because look at the teams that have come out of nowhere from last year to this year and are doing well, right? So if we can turn around the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams that quickly, I'm going to take my chances with Andy Reid and Mahomes finding a way to retool around him. And I think they're going to have to do it in a different way than they did the first time, right? I think it's going to be... I think the Chiefs probably have gotten into the bad habit of thinking they can plug anyone into certain positions and it will work in their system.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. And I think they're learning that, and they're going to have to make some very big-time decisions particularly in terms of skill players and in the offensive line, for them to figure out where they go next.
There is nobody on the Chiefs skill-wise that really scares me.
I would agree. I mean, Rashee Rice, maybe to a certain extent.
He is underperforming.
Yeah, he is. I agree. And I think that's where they're going to have to go next, that the future of the National Football League is having those big-time talents around you. You don't have to have the number one wide receiver in the league, but you have to have a number one wide receiver. And there aren't 32 of those. There's like 10, right? You have to have these guys who can absolutely take over a game.
I would vote the dominance is over.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's hard to get back to where they were. They've lost their aura. It's gone. Nobody's scared of the Chiefs. Nobody even knows. They aren't scared. That's part of the deal is we were all scared of them. Nobody's scared of them. They're gone. It just wilted.
See, that's where I completely disagree with you. I think this year your argument is fair. If the Chiefs had not collapsed over these last few games, right, and I was as shocked as anybody that that Houston beat them last week in Kansas City. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Houston has performed historically bad at Arrowhead, right? I was very surprised, even with yesterday's performance.
Chargers came back; they were down.
Absolutely, right. So I get but my point was, if they hadn't collapsed that way, and if they would have snuck into the playoffs, right, in a 10-7 kind of thing, right, where they didn't perform very well but did just enough to get in. You're telling me if the Broncos had to play the Chiefs, even in Denver, you wouldn't have been scared to play Mahomes and Reed in a playoff game?
No, I'm not scared because I was there and we beat them. I was there
in a regular season game.
Yeah. And we would get them at home because the Broncos are going to be the number 1 seed. I hate to tell you.
Please let's not equate regular season football with playoff football. All right?
Well, we don't have to worry about it.
Inexperienced quarterbacks traditionally do not do very well against teams that have lots of experience.
Let's go to this, by the way. Will Rob Kegron admit, finally, what he needs to admit about the Broncos next?
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
$69. And yes, get a $15 Walmart gift card with any gift certificate purchased for a remote start system too. Call us for more information or if you have any questions. Get your gift certificates today, but only till December 31st. Anytime Auto Sales, Service and Detail. The place for price and trust on everything automotive. AnytimeAnytime.com or the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Back in, the Nate Brown Show is on tonight, Monday. Just getting the week started. Thanks for being here. It's Reaction Monday. Rob Kegron's live in studio. Glad to have him on board as our guest host this second hour of the program. South Dakota Sports Talk Show on Fox Sports Radio, KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome in. Hey, we're going to play a game today. I didn't even tell Rob this because I didn't want him to cheat. I mean, he's an honorable guy, but I didn't want him to cheat. We're going to play this coming up. We're coming up on bowl games. Is this a real bowl game or not?
Wow, that's fun.
List.
I like that.
I've got a list.
Great
so we're
idea.
Come up on that. By the way, let's get into it. Will you finally say, you just bet me here. I don't know what you bet me. You said any amount of number.
Name a number.
That's unbelievable. And you said Patrick Mahomes will win 2 Super Bowls minimum in the rest of his career, and that is a tall task.
I don't think it's a tall task at all. I think there are very few quarterbacks that are currently in the league that have won a Super Bowl, and winning a Super Bowl breeds more winning of Super Bowls. It's historically proven that way, Nate, and he's already won 3, and there's no reason for me to think over the next 10 years that he won't find a way to win 2 more.
Wow, that's something. I mean, it feels like he should have won more than 3. He's only won 3. You're going to say he's going to win 2 more?
I think that's another part of it. He gets to Super Bowls regularly. He performs well in the clutch in playoff games. He's going to get back to the playoffs in the next couple of years. They'll get on a run again. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to at least appear in a few more, and I would bet that he'll win 2 more.
Well, I'm going to have to think about this. This could be my retirement plan. You said you name a number, and I might jump on that. Patrick Mahomes will not win 2 more Super Bowls. You can book that. What's our audience saying? Is the Chiefs' dominance over, or are there more Super Bowls ahead for this version of the Chiefs? 62% say the run is over now. 38% say there's more Super Bowls coming up.
Yeah, I am very surprised that I get how bad this season has been, but to doubt the Chiefs, who have given you no reason to doubt other than the last couple of months, I think you do that at your own peril.
Okay, speaking of the AFC West, so will you finally say what Sean Payton was trying to tell me and you, that the Broncos are a Super Bowl contender? He said it in August. And I said, Sean, let's relax here. Are they Super Bowl contender? What do you say about the win yesterday? What a win. We got the Texans. We got the Packers. We've beaten teams. Have we beat enough teams yet? 11 in a row for us.
Yeah, I'd have to say yesterday's performance was probably one of the more impressive ones that I've seen. Certainly the Chiefs win is big, no doubt about that. But this one, again, albeit it is at home, right? You didn't go into Lambeau and beat them, but they are a very good team, Green Bay. There's no doubt about that. And you scored plenty of points, which I was surprised by.
Yes.
I was impressed with how Knicks threw the ball yesterday. I think you are a fairly complete team, and there's no doubt about it. You should have the number 1 seed, home field, and a bye, which would absolutely make you a Super Bowl contender.
Wow. Speaking of this 24 hours, we flipped Rob Kegron from doubting to a Super Bowl contender in the Broncos.
Do I still doubt them? Yes, I absolutely still doubt them. But I would be disingenuous if I didn't say that a team that is 12-2 and 7-0 at home, who is probably going to get the number 1 seed, home field throughout the playoffs, isn't a Super Bowl contender, right? They wouldn't have a long path to get to the Super Bowl. So you'd have to go with that, would you not? I mean, you have to win 2 home games to get to a Super Bowl. I'll take my chances with that.
Do you think that the number 1 seed they're in good shape with it? They got the Jags coming up. You got to beat the Chargers, Chiefs. Chiefs should be easy because Gardner Minshew's there. Chargers iffy. Jaguars, who knows? So I think they're in good shape because they have the tiebreaker, too. The Patriots' loss yesterday was a killer. Is Denver's home field advantage big to you?
Absolutely. I think their home field is probably more important, or I shouldn't say more important, gives them more of an advantage than any other team's home field, right? Like, other than maybe Buffalo, right? I think Buffalo is probably the one equalizer.
Tough, yeah.
It's a tough place to play. The fans are tough.
But
New England has shown that they can lose in New England. Buffalo at home, not that they can't lose it at home, but Buffalo against a younger quarterback, a less experienced quarterback, I think that would be a very tough place to play. But Denver, I mean, you've been a Bronco fan forever. I've gone to Bronco games for a very long time now. I don't remember the last time the stadium was that loud other than the last handful of home games, right?
Yeah.
Where there is a tremendous excitement among that home crowd. That is a tough place to play in the wintertime. Not that Denver's always super cold, but in the wintertime in a playoff game, just with the excitement and how loud that stadium can get. And I think people do underestimate playing at that altitude in a playoff game in the winter. That can take a toll on these players who have been playing for 3.5, 4 months.
Who is the threat in the AFC? I asked James Merrilat tonight. He covers the Broncos for DenverSports.com. I said, who's the biggest threat then in the AFC? He said with their defense, I'm gonna throw a wild card. He said the Houston Texans. And I'm going, nobody's scared of the Texans. So you tell me the real threat in the AFC right now in the playoff picture.
Well, I think he makes a great point there because I think the Texans' defense is all world. I mean, I think the problem you get when you play a team like the Texans, you could get into a real muckety-muck battle where you have to find a way to win a 13-10 game, 14-13, 17-13.
Which they did earlier.
Those games are coin flips, though. You would admit that, right? Like sometimes it's the bounce of a ball in a game like that. But I wouldn't say it's the Texans. To me, there's only one team that is the true, absolute, real threat in the AFC. And it's the guy who can put his team on his back and win the game almost on his own, and it's the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen.
They
went down 21-0 yesterday.
Well, that's because their defense is dog biscuits, and they still have a bad defense, I hate to tell you.
But if your quarterback can put the team on his back and find many ways to win, and think about it, who's their tremendous skill player wide receiver? I mean,
nobody really.
Right? They have a very good running back, but Allen can do it all. He can throw, he can run, he can escape pressure. And if an AFC championship game, and it all depends on how the seeds work out, but Buffalo at Denver would be an incredible football game. And you, my friend Nate Brown, would be a little scared of your boy Josh Allen coming into Denver and stealing your hopes at a Super Bowl. You would be.
Oh, I would be very nervous and upset by that matchup. I don't want to see that matchup. I love Josh. I love the Broncos more. What am I going to do? I've got a Josh Allen jersey in my closet.
You have to root for your team.
Well, of course, but it's bitter. I mean,
it'll be bitter. And he is the real threat. No, New England's a very good team, and I still think they're a great team. But Drake May showed in the second half yesterday, he is not. He has some holes still in his game, and again, he's young. I think he'll still completely develop and be very good. But he's not the threat. The threat is the one guy who has won playoff games and has performed well in playoff games, both at home and on the road.
I actually like that matchup for the Broncos because we'll take care of Josh Allen. He's the only threat, and the Bills' defense is bad. It's bad. So Bo Nix and the Broncos will score some points. If they could score yesterday against the Packers, they could score against the Bills. So I like that matchup. I would be favorable on that.
You'll be biting your fingernails for 3.5 hours if it's Josh Allen running up and down that field.
Here's the thing. I got to check that game time because I might have to make the trip. If it's Bills Broncos in Denver, AFC Championship, you think I'm not making that trip?
I could see that for sure.
That trip. Hey, let's bet that Mahomes thing. Give me some of that money up front, and then I'll pay you back if it happens down the road. Taking a timeout, coming back. Hey, we've got a game to play, but first, is this a bad look for Nebraska football today? Coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
Multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. Rob Kagron is live in studio. It's a Reaction Monday on the Nate Brown Show. Fox Sports Radio, built by Blackburn Foundation Repair. If your home's foundation isn't solid, the whole thing can fall apart. Keep your foundation secure, crawl space dry, your air clean, your family safe. They do it all. Blackburn Foundation Repair. Local experts in South Dakota since 1992. Professional radon testing, concrete support, supporting beams, keep your floors level, all of the stuff you need in South Dakota. When it gets cold, things crack, go to blackburnrepair.com. Blackburnrepair.com. Take your home off the injured list. All right. So here's a question I have about, this isn't surprising news, but if Husker fans are listening, they're not too surprised by this. But Dylan Raiola, quarterback, is going to the transfer portal today. So, I mean, that was reported today. The transfer portal opens up January 2nd. So it's a great start to the new year. Everybody says, Happy New Year. Thanks for nothing. And then they leave. So he's going to be going to the transfer portal. Dylan Raiola, quarterback for the Huskers, he is leaving. And I want to ask you, your first reaction. This is a five-star guy. I know he went to this high school and that high school, and then he went to Georgia, and then he decommitted. He went to, he's going to go to Ohio State, then he went to Georgia, then he went to Nebraska. So he's done this type of stuff. However, this season, over 70% completion, 18 touchdowns, over 2,000 yards. Is Dylan Raiola a bad quarterback? Is this a bad look for Nebraska? They lose this guy. Who are you going to get?
I think it's a bad look for Nebraska for sure, Nate. And I'm not sold. I know he was a five-star recruit. He hasn't developed as a five-star college quarterback, although he's certainly shown moments where,
he's solid, though.
Yeah,
he's solid.
I mean, the kid played as a true freshman, the entire season and threw for like 4,800 yards, right? So not bad. I mean, these are pretty good stats from a true freshman. So again, I'm not completely sold that he is the next best thing, but I think it's a bad sign for Nebraska that you can't hold on to a kid like this. Particularly, isn't his father like
his uncle? His uncle.
Well, his uncle was a coach, but wasn't his father also a big-time Nebraska player? I thought I read that. Certainly, he has Nebraska in his family blood.
Yes.
Right? And if you can't keep a kid, and with the whole idea of, you felt like Rule and him kind of together were going to kind of turn over this program, get it to the point where maybe they could contend in the Big Ten, 9 wins, something like that. And now you're essentially starting over. And I know that's the new college football, so you kind of dealt that hand, and you have to figure out how to retool quickly. But if they don't get a kid in the transfer portal that they really believe in, that they think can be that step in and be that guy right away, I think you're setting your program back for sure.
Well, that's what I'm worried about is people don't like Dylan now. All of a sudden, Nebraska fans all of a sudden started not liking him because he didn't have the best year this year, but he was solid. As a true freshman, he played pretty good. And I don't know if you're going to, just ask Colorado. Deion Sanders said, Shedeur, he's out of here and the whole thing. We'll just fill this. It's going to be no problem. We're going to bring a bunch of guys. They go out and get a guy from Liberty who was really, really good, threw for thousands of yards, Caden Salter, and he was bad.
Yep.
So all of a sudden you go out, you think you've got the guy, and then all of a sudden he's not the guy, and you had Dylan Raiola. I just think it's kind of a bad look, too, where you're going, why does Raiola want to leave? Why does he want to leave? He's getting paid big NIL money. Why does he want to leave Nebraska if he thinks they're on the way up?
Yeah, obviously he thinks they're not on the way up and that he can't develop into the kind of NFL talent, which, if you're a 5-star recruit, you're really looking to get to the NFL at some point, and he thinks he needs to go into a system that is going to produce that kind of talent. This is a kid who you would imagine, again, I'm just speculating, I'm no expert on any of this, but go to a guy like Dan Lanning in Oregon, somewhere in that kind of vicinity where they constantly recycle quarterbacks every year or two, but they go into good systems where they can produce very quickly.
I wonder where Dylan Raiola ends up. We got a Husker fan checking in on the text line. Listener text from a Husker fan. I, for one, will not miss Raiola. One-dimensional quarterback, no mobility. Take your $3.5 million and we'll get a better offensive and defensive lineman.
Yeah, but you need a quarterback, right? You can't win without one. You need the line. There's no doubt about it. Like Texas Tech has shown you, you can buy 4 defensive linemen and be very good in a season, but you don't win without a quarterback.
I wonder if you polled Huskers today, are you happy with Dylan Raiola leaving? I think a majority would say yes, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's very surprising to me because he at least gave you some hope that in his 3rd year coming off an injury that he really could be something special.
I would think so. And I don't love him.
Yeah.
I've watched him quite a bit. I don't love him. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to be the one who says it. Him imitating Patrick Mahomes is a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I'm talking movements. I'm talking he calls in for the next play like Mahomes. He does the hair. He does the walk. Isn't that weird stuff?
Very odd. But, there are worse people to emulate, but you should...
it's like to a T. He's trying to be Patrick Mahomes. It's odd.
Probably should find your own shtick, that's for sure.
It was like me trying to be Michael Jordan when I was a kid. It just didn't look good.
It still doesn't look good when you try it.
It did not look good. By the way, we've got this to do. Let's play the game, okay? Matt Kearney's come up with some bowl games. He knows. He knows the bowl games. I've come up with some bowl games. I want to know if Rob Kagron knows if this is a real bowl game this year or if it's a fake bowl game. Next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
Hey Black Hills, this is Scott Hanna. And this is Adam Ray, and we have a full-service mechanical repair shop, Gateway Tire and Alignment, right here, right now. We have top-of-the-line equipment with skilled, experienced, expert mechanics offering all services from oil changes starting at $49.95 to brakes, to free AC checks, diagnostics, engine work, even diesel. We can get you in now. No more waiting for weeks to get your car in for service. We're your one-stop shop for sales and service. Visit us at 123 Omaha or go to GatewayAutoplex.com to book your appointment. Gateway Sales and Service. I'm Scott Hanna. And I'm Adam Ray. And nobody, I mean nobody, beats a Gateway deal.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Partly cloudy skies tonight with the lows around 39. West winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times again. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 57. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow night, lows level off around 34. High temperatures reach up to 61. Wednesday, with a chance of rain, 61 Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 54.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Hi, this is Jeremy with Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, inviting you to kickstart your morning by dropping by and grabbing some fresh donuts. I want to thank you for voting us the best in the Black Hills. We're up early making your favorite donuts, so stop by and bring some to the office. Everybody loves Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, and we love you, so stop by, get a great selection, and brighten up your day. Serving Rapid City for over 40 years, Jerry's Cakes and Donuts at 109 East Omaha, and remember to like Jerry's on Facebook for some great giveaways.
Hey, volleyball families, get ready to serve up some fun at the Wautiki Spike-tacular Volleyball Tournament, February 13th through 15th at the Box Elder Event Center. Experience high-energy matches, glow-in-the-dark games Friday night, and exciting play all weekend long. Compete in 14U, 16U, or 18U divisions for a shot at the trophy. Stay and play with 25% off rooms at Courtyard by Marriott and water park passes included. Register now at thebox.live.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in tonight. Glad you're here. Busy show. The Nate Brown Show is on. Monday edition. We had James Merilatt from Denver, denversports.com. Broncos have won 11 straight. How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. Matthew Collar was on tonight from Minnesota. Vikings have won a couple. Is J.J. McCarthy ready to go for next year? Rob Kagron's got to be happy about that. He said, roll with J.J. I don't think Justin Jefferson's very happy, but Rob's happy, so we're going to roll with JJ next year.
He's been good enough that you got to keep giving him a chance. Yeah. Let's be fair about that.
The Cowboys and the Commanders. But anyway, Chris Carter's not a fan. Okay, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Every show is there. Every guest on the Nate Brown Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Just search the Nate Brown Show wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Okay, we're going to play a little game. This is fun tonight. This is good stuff tonight. It's a Matt Kearney special. He said, bowl season is here, so let's see if Rob Kagron knows what's a real bowl game or not. So I spent about 7 minutes on this afternoon, but no, a little bit more. And we're going to say, what's a real bowl game or not? Are you going to be able to guess this, okay? How good are you at bowl games?
I shouldn't admit this on radio, but I kind of enjoy betting on daytime bowl games throughout the Christmas season. Gives me something to watch and do for 4 hours on a. So I think I'm going to be pretty good.
You're pretty good.
I think.
Okay, so I'm going to say, is this real or is this fake? Let's start out with the Carnival Cruise Bahamas Bowl. The Carnival Cruise Bahamas Bowl.
Okay, there used to be a Bahamas Bowl for sure, and I used to watch it all the time. I don't think there is one anymore, and I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have. It certainly was never sponsored in the past by Carnival Cruise Lines. If it still is, maybe I got this one wrong, but I don't think that's a real bowl.
You're correct. That's a fake bowl, so that's not bad. Not bad. Okay. the Wingstop Bowl. The Wingstop Bowl this year.
Wow, that's a really tricky one. My sense is that there is a Wingstop Bowl this year.
There is not a Wingstop Bowl. We got you.
You tricked me.
I love that. Wingstop's all over sports, but no Wingstop Bowl. I wish there was. Here's a couple that I want to throw by you. How about this? The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl.
There definitely has been a Frisco Bowl for sure. Whether it's sponsored by Scooters Coffee, I mean, they have a Duke's Mayo's Bowl, right? So, sure, let's say there is a Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl.
Yes! There is. I don't know. Scooters Coffee, they go to their meetings. They're like, hey, let's sponsor the Frisco Bowl. What? People are going to buy more Scooters Coffee. I'm going to go with this one. It's a good one. The Dunkin' Donuts Bowl.
There is not a Dunkin' Donuts Bowl. Absolutely not.
There is not a Dunkin' Donuts Bowl. There should be.
Yeah.
If there's a Scooters Coffee Bowl, there should be a Dunkin' Donuts Bowl. I've got one for you. The famous Pepsi Phoenix Bowl.
The famous Pepsi?
Pepsi Phoenix Bowl.
Famous, you just threw that in there.
There's a bowl in Phoenix. It's a bowl game in Phoenix.
There is no Pepsi Phoenix Bowl.
There is no Pepsi Phoenix Bowl. Okay.
You threw me off there with that famous. I was like, oh.
You only missed one so far.
Pretty good.
I'm going to go with this. The Xbox Bowl.
Ooh, good one. I looked at the bowls when they all came out. I think there is an Xbox Bowl.
There is.
Yes.
There is. So what are we at here?
Wow, I am batting like 850.
You're like 6 for 7.
I'm a Hall of Famer.
6 for 7. The San Diego County Poinsettia Bowl.
100% there is that bowl, yes.
There is not the Poinsettia Bowl.
There used to be.
It's gone.
There used to be the Poinsettia Bowl.
We took you down again.
Wow, you tricked me by putting an old one in there that's no longer there.
Yes, no Poinsettia Bowl. What's the last bowl game I attended in person and watched Josh Allen? The Poinsettia Bowl. I went and watched Josh Allen playing the Poinsettia Bowl. A couple more. How about the Wasabi Fenway Bowl?
Well, there's definitely a Fenway Bowl.
I like wasabi. You like wasabi?
Why would they throw wasabi? And isn't wasabi like a condiment? It's not a brand? I'm going to say yes, there's a Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
The stupider it sounds, the better it is. Wasabi's like, what is it, a financial company? I don't know. So
is it? It's not just the condiment.
It's definitely something
I learned something
with sushi,
there.
But
I knew there was a Fenway Bowl. I just couldn't imagine it was named by Wasabi.
Fenway Bowl. Let's see. I've got a couple more. How about this one? The President's Bowl. The President's Bowl.
There is not a President's Bowl.
There is not a President's Bowl. You are correct. How about the 68 Ventures Bowl?
Ooh, this is really interesting. I don't even know if this is a real company or not. If you work for 68 Ventures, I'm really sorry. But I think there is a 68 Ventures Bowl.
There is.
How about that?
That used to be the GoDaddy.com Bowl.
Okay.
So there is a 68 Ventures Bowl. The Cure Bowl.
Cure?
Yes.
The Cure Bowl.
Whenever you have to spell it, it's not very good. But
no, there's no Cure Bowl.
There is the Cure Bowl.
Wow, where is that?
So you're losing.
What is Cure?
And this is the guy who actually watches bowl games.
I watch them all the time. There's a bunch on this week I'll be watching.
It shows you how hard this is. I think we have time for 2 more. Let's see if I can get him. I'm going to throw this one out. The Game Above Bowl. Game Above Bowl.
I mean, I'll give you guys a lot of credit if you made up the Game Above Bowl. There has to be a Game Above Bowl.
There is a Game Above Bowl.
Because that would be so creative on your part to come up with the Game Above Bowl.
There is. Yeah, I can't be. How about the State Farm Bowl?
I'm going to say no, there is not a State Farm Bowl.
No State Farm Bowl. They are a sponsor of everything, but there is not a State Farm Bowl. Last one, the Chislik Bowl.
Wow, that is a fascinating one because I want to say there is a Chislik Bowl, but no, there is not a Chislik Bowl.
Sorry, no bowl game in South Dakota.
You almost got me again.
Bowl. That was fun. Pretty good. You missed 3 or 4. Not bad. The Nate Brown Show in the books. Rob Kagron out. We're back tomorrow. See ya.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high